Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to My Twisted Life and TV. I am Poetry. I just want to give y'all a few thoughts on Black Lightning. I know I've been missing a few weeks. I didn't realize I had missed that many weeks. I remember there was 1 week that I missed, but it's been like 3 weeks that I have not done reviews on the show. I'm still watching. But I don't like the way they are writing this final season. We started off really heavy with a lot of grief due to Henderson's death, right? I found it very interesting that Black Lightning took this death as hard as he did. When we thought that Gambi was dead, he didn't cry like that, or he wasn't in his mood or feelings like that. When Khalil got injured and we thought he was dead, Jennifer grieved, and they didn't grieve like that. I mean, Nissa, when Grace been in this coma for a year, it wasn't like that. Like, Black took it to a whole nother place. Like, and even in this most recent episodes when Jennifer blew the freak up, he didn't take it the same way he took Henderson dying. So they went through therapy. You know what I'm saying? Him and Lynn went through therapy. And those therapy sessions, y'all know, got on my nerves. Talking to Odell Mama, doing those therapy sessions, they really got on my nerves. But it made the season seem very dark and heavy. And I told y'all as I was reviewing and I was researching, I found that was their intent, to make it dark and heavy the entire season. So we know that Jennifer, China McClain, who plays Jennifer, is not coming back to the show. She did a video a few months ago explaining that she's moving on to a higher self. God has something more in store for her, so that's what she's doing. She's removing herself, I think, from acting altogether. She's starting her own production company, and she's gonna hopefully bring light into the darkness that Hollywood has. Okay, so they brought in this new character who was like the totally opposite of Jen. She's tall, she's melanated, she has dreads, or locks, because people with dreadlocks hate for me to say dreads. She has locks, but she had her voice, and she does those facial expressions that China McClain does, the actress. So, yeah. But now she's JJ, and she has to pretend she's JJ, a cousin, and Jennifer went off to go study abroad. That's the explanation they're giving. However, this girl keeps going out fighting as Lightning, and getting on social media as Lightning, which led her to where she's at now, because the chief of police has been looking for her. Remember, she wants to blame all the crimes on Jennifer, and she noticed that the girl's a lot taller, than she was in previous videos. I don't know how she saw that from a video, considering she's not doing these videos with the same person, but she recognized the girl is a lot taller. You know what I'm saying? Because the glass mask, or the mask they put on, shields them from what they could actually look like. But that's all she could notice, that the girl was taller. She's a lot more reckless than I thought Jennifer was. We know Jennifer did some reckless things, but I think this girl's, the way that they're writing this character, she's a little bit more reckless. The fact that Lynn has just been so obviously betrayed by Tobias, like, we knew that was going to happen. And I'm trying to figure out, like, where am I going with this, with the characters, see if I could just, like, really dive into them. First of all, one of the episodes that they showed us that I didn't do a review on is the episode with Painkiller. Now, I know I said before I was not interested in a Painkiller story. I didn't like the character Khalil at all, so I wasn't really caring about his character. He seemed like he was very weak. Tobias would just whoop his ass left and right like he was a fucking wet noodle. I didn't like his character. But after watching that Painkiller episode, I think I liked where they were going with his storyline. He's off in this new Akashic Valley. I'm not sure exactly what Akashic is, even though I own Akashic tarot cards at the bottom because I thought they was cute. But it has something to do with some type of spirituality, a higher self, a higher being. So he's off in this Akashic Valley, and Anissa and Grace decided to go there for a honeymoon. Well, the people that were there, the criminals, the villains, they are kidnapping people with seemingly high intelligent brains and happen to luck up on a meta named Grace. So, Khalil had to fight to get Grace back, which Khalil has not been wanting to fight because he hasn't been able to control Painkiller. He's kind of living like a dual life, like Venom is doing. You know what I'm saying? Venom, it has this alien inside him, and the alien comes out when he wants to, and then both of them will fighting crime together to get to choose the victim, and then he'll let Venom do the most to him just because, to feed or whatever. So it's basically kind of the same thing. They're trying to keep Painkiller locked inside of Khalil where Khalil could control him. Because remember, TC built that little barrier in his mind or what have you. But Painkiller keeps getting out. Well, the whole thing is that he wants to be totally free of Painkiller. So Painkiller can exist by himself, and he can exist by himself in theory, right? So he's warring with himself, but they need to work together. So basically, Painkiller and Khalil are going to be fighting together from this one body. And you can tell the difference in them because Khalil normally wears white for the most part. And he talks in his normal voice, looking like Nelly. And then when he's Painkiller, he has this very animated, computerized type of voice and always dressed in black, always aggressive and everything like that. I like his little team. The Asian guy was Andrew on Insecure. The black guy, I don't know if I've seen him in anything else, but he's basically an ex-Marine with a lot of medical knowledge with herbs and berries and juices and stuff like that. So I like his little team. So what I didn't like about Akashic Valley was the set itself looked very fake. I got better looking sets on Universal if I go to Universal. The set looked very fake with all the neon lights and like when he's riding the car, it's like one of those bad 80s movies. He just riding and then you got the whole green screen flying behind him. That's what it looked like. It was so bad. That was horrible. That's the one thing I didn't like about Akashic Valley. We have a new villain there. I cannot remember her name. But this new villain happens to be the daughter of Odell. And we learned that Odell is definitely not dead. Because they talk to each other. And she lets him know that Painkiller is there in Akashic Valley. They try to steal her tech. Because her tech does something to the mind. He's hoping to use that tech to separate him and Painkiller. So, I may end up watching Painkiller. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not definitely sure about it. But it didn't look as bad as I thought it was going to be. So then we come back. When we come back to the storyline, remember, what's her name? The one who worked for Lady Eve, the girl. She put out a hit out on the Pearson family, right? So we got this guy named Ishmael out there looking for them. Ishmael wants to kill him, but Ishmael seems to me it seems like he's taking on a personal vendetta. You don't even know them, so why are you so up in arms about this group of people? You just getting paid, you know what I'm saying? But he seems to have taken on this hate and discontent for them. He basically knows how to counter all of their moves. At least all of Anissa's moves. He wasn't very familiar with, what's her name? Grace at first, but after fighting her, he kind of learns her moves real quick. Yeah, he learns her moves real quick after fighting her. And then like I said, Jennifer, she gets caught up by the police. God bless America. Because like I said, the chief is still chasing after her. And she's trying to fit in by keeping up that social media account. And by going on that social media account, now the police are able to track her. They set her up with this guy who was at the school who supposedly like her. He's a brand new student. Jennifer really fell for him. So they set her up with this dude. Actually, I don't know if their meetup was a setup, but they used him to set her up where they getting her caught up. She got shot and everything too. Like, she take off in the ionosphere again and falls from the sky, y'all. Okay. But let me tell you why she's falling. Because this is the part that gets me. Okay, so last week, Black had told Lynn that he wanted her to figure out what type of meta that the Asian chick is that works with Tobias, right? In order for her to know this, she has to inject herself with the girl's gene. Tobias is using her, saying that she got PCOS. What remember they did that bucket challenge? People was putting the water over the head. She's supposed to have that type of condition. And it turns out she supposedly have that type of condition. But now since they're going to use her blood, they're going to figure out what type of meta she is. Well, Tobias was expecting her to do this. Tobias was expecting her to realize that the girl was a meta and to like recreate and regenerate her gene. Because one, they try to figure out how the cop got killed. There's somebody that can move bullets without it being in a gun. Throw bullets without it being in a gun. And they thought it was her. Well, come to figure out, it wasn't her. She's what they call a diffuser or something like that. Destabilizer, nebulizer. Basically, she squashes everybody else's gifts. This is where it doesn't make sense for me. They injected Gambi, and then every time Gambi came around TC or around Black or anybody, they would lose their powers, okay? So, if this is the power that this girl has, why, when she's around Tobias or around Red, it does not affect their powers? If this is the power, when she comes into the room, that's because that's all Gambi did was come into the room. If she comes into the room, because her whole bloodstream is filled with this, and she neutralizes people's powers around her, when the mayor got shot, Red would not have been able to deflect the bullet. Red was the one who was able to throw bullets around without even, popping off a gun. He's the one, cue ball. He should not have been able to have done that. Tobias should not have the power that he has. Lala should not have been able to do the things that he did because they were all there. Grace, Anissa, Black, Jennifer, all of them were there using their powers, but none of them are neutralized. It does not make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me at all. Not at all. Y'all explain it to me if y'all watching. I'll wait. It don't make sense to you either, do it? Okay. So with all of their powers neutralized, Black doesn't realize that he's finna be neutralized. He calls on to a fight with Ishmael. Because Ishmael fucked up his daughter, pretty much. Calls on this fight with Ishmael. Him and Ishmael going toe to toe, fighting by the day, then all of a sudden Black loses his powers. So now Ishmael like, okay, so you're not so tough now. You're not this, that, and the third. Black would have lost his powers if he was being neutralized again. But if that is the case, Ishmael should have been neutralized as well. Right? Okay, but he wasn't. He wasn't. Tobias is really kicking them in the ass. Tobias has started this whole little scandal and rumor that Jefferson has been embezzling money from the school. So much money that he was able to fund Lynn's scientific research. Now, dang on well, ain't no high school in Freeland got that much money to fund a medical research project, ship money off to the Cayman Islands to both of his daughter's accounts, and do all this, that, and the third. That story just didn't seem right with me. The FBI coming knocking on the door looking for him. The FBI is a doggone meta too. He should have been neutralized as well. I was finna say I digress, but I can't because it doesn't make any sense. So Jefferson getting locked up back and forth, you know, dealing with the FBI, and come to find out that, you know, Lynn ended up getting locked up, apparently violating civil rights. Whatever, I guess, research and testing she's been doing, because they seized all her stuff, is a violation of people's human and civil rights or whatever. So she's getting locked up on civil rights violation. We see her go through the lockup where she has to be stripped, searched, and everything like that. It's a very traumatizing experience. The most thing that traumatized me about that whole scene was Lynn's toes. Her toes traumatized me, y'all. They did. I like pretty feet, and they look like they have been walking had a hard life. You know, walking through some troubled times. That's what her feet look like. I was very disturbed by those feet. Very disturbed. So it looks like Tobias is winning. I can't remember what the hell Painkiller was doing. Painkiller was doing something. They had him a part of this in this particular episode. I don't remember what it was. Y'all let me know. I don't remember what Painkiller's role was in this last particular episode. But it looks like the Jefferson, the Pierce family are going down. And they're being taken down through... Oh, Painkiller was going to follow the money, figure out where this money's coming from. And what he was able to determine, that it looked like that Jefferson really did embezzle this money to those accounts, and, you know, all these other accounts that he got going to. It looked like that's what really happened. That's what really went down. You know what I'm saying? But it just seems stupid to bring down a whole superhero family with an embezzling scheme. The embezzling is what sparked the medical lab to be looked into and then shut down. Like, why did they shut down that whole facility? Because that's the same place that Anissa works. She works at the same lab that Lynn works at, but only Lynn's section got shut down. The whole lab that was part of the ASA. Years of research gone, is what she said. I watched that episode Monday night, and I was like, I don't want to review it. I'm still gonna watch it because I want to see what's going on. But there's no way that y'all should be bringing down Black Lightning entire family. This whole family of super freaking heroes plus Grace. Y'all finna just bring them down this easy. Like I say, Jennifer shot all up in the ionosphere, falling from the sky for a second day on time. Are they gonna let us see the fall this time? Lynn getting locked up. She in jail for civil rights violation. Jefferson Pierce, a.k.a. Black Lightning, is up for embezzlement charges. Anissa, she got beat the hell up to be damned. Ishmael knows how to whoop her ass. I know Gambi built her a whole new suit that's supposed to have been better for her, but those that's right, the DGs, they working. They firing off DGs left and right on their butts, taking them out. Is this how they gonna go down? This is the last and final season, y'all. I don't like it. I don't like the way it's going. I don't like the way the writing is going. It's made a drastic detour. That's all I'm going to give y'all on Black Lightning, y'all, for right now. Maybe I'll review it Monday after I watch it again. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.